Hi, welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff's Happy Home series. Grab yourself a coffee and come and join me for 10 minutes or so. I like to think that we're having a coffee together when I'm doing my videos. That would be great. Okay, I ran a poll on the community tab asking when you actually watch YouTube videos, and it turns out that not very many of you watch them on a Saturday. So I've moved the Happy Home series to Thursdays along with the normal videos. That's why we're on a Thursday and not Saturdays, which is how I started the Happy Home series. Okay, so today then is part 2 of the matte black kitchen, and I want to show you before and after. But before I do that, there was a question in the comments section, thank you very much, of the first part of the video, when someone asked me, did I think that a black, or words to this effect, that a black kitchen or a monochromatic kitchen would go out of fashion. Now my answer to that is, do you have a little black dress in your wardrobe? And I'm guessing the answer is yes, you do. Why? Because black is classic. It's timeless, it's sophisticated, it's elegant, it's simple, and in a kitchen setting such as mine, I feel it is also grounding and earthy, and I think it's a neutral colour. So my answer to that question is no, I don't think it will date. For those of you who don't know, before I changed career, for 25 years or more, I worked alongside my husband, Mr. Kitchen, in the family business, which happens to be kitchens, bedrooms and office furniture. So for 25 years I was designing kitchens, and I think we installed our very first black kitchen in, well, it must have been 1981. If not before that, and we've been installing black kitchens ever since. Now I do believe in the United States white is having a moment. White will never go out of fashion, and nor will black. I mean, even in those days when I was designing people's kitchens, I would advise to go for a neutral colour for the cabinets, for this reason that, you know, when we talk about trends and what's in fashion, I mean, when you install a kitchen, it's not like if if it goes out of trend in 12 months that you're going to get a new kitchen so that you're in trend. I think it's dangerous to talk about fashions and trends, particularly in kitchens, unless, of course, money is no object, and you might, for example, you might love cobalt blue, and it might come into fashion. And so you might think, oh yeah, I'd love a cobalt blue kitchen. To ask yourself, will you tire? Not necessarily will it go out of fashion or will it date, but will you tire of cobalt blue after 5 or 6 years? And if the answer is yes, you probably would, then don't buy a cobalt blue kitchen. But if you love it, it's your kitchen and you're living in it, then what does it matter? However, I would stick to neutral colours for that reason, so that if, for example, you did want to change things up a bit or mix things up a bit, you can use your decor or your accessories and bring in different pops of colour that will go with black or white or whatever neutral colour your kitchen is. That way you can mix things up a bit without having to change your cabinetry. Okay, so that's a long way around of saying no, I don't think black will date. Okay, so let's have a look then at the before and afters, in case you didn't watch the first one and you haven't actually seen my kitchen. So this is the before that you're looking at now. Now, as you can see, that perfectly lovely kitchen. Something you need to know, of course, that because we are in the kitchen business, when we were looking at homes, we didn't even bother looking at the kitchens because we knew that we were going to be putting our own kitchen in. This was one of the nicer kitchens that we saw, but there are one or two things in the design of this that I wanted to change. First of all, I'll just quickly quickly go through this. If you see in that left-hand picture, right to the very left, you can just see wood if you look carefully. That's actually a door, a back door into the kitchen. Now, where that range cooker is there, to me, is dangerous. Imagine someone bursting through that door whilst you're trying to cook on that cooktop. Or, even worse, bend down at the oven to pull something hot out of there, and that door comes flying open. Now, as it happens, there's glass on that door, so someone would see that you were there. Nevertheless, having to move aside to allow someone to come in or the door to open, cooking right in the walkway there is a no-no, and something I would think about. Now, the other thing is, if you look at the wall units there, wall cabinets, in fact we don't actually have wall cabinets in our kitchen, but we do have some tall units. Look where the wall units stop. At the top of the window, I guess is why they did it. I don't know, but it's just the wall cabinets are stopped in a ridiculous place. They should have been taken up to the ceiling. It's not like you can put anything on there, and what does that do then? It just turns out to be a dust trap, a germ gathering dust trap. So I wasn't too happy about that. And then the island wasn't big enough for what we needed. And so, I mean, other than that, as I say, it's a lovely kitchen. And if you prefer grey to black, then you like this kitchen. This is the after. So as you can see there, we've moved all of the cooking down to one end of the kitchen. If you look at the left hand, well, actually, if you look at the right hand picture first, you can see there we've got waist height cooking. Not that I'm suggesting that either me or Mr. Kitchen are going to struggle anytime soon to bend down, but I do think having to bend down to an oven, I know people love ranges and Aga cookers, and that's fine. We prefer to cook at waist height, so there's no bending down and pulling out and lifting up and so on. So we have there a combination oven and the oven. Next to that, the tall unit next to that is actually the fridge. And then you can see the cooktop, the hob is right behind. And just to the left of that, almost underneath where you can see the coffee pot, is the freezer. So everything that one needs to cook is kept down at that far end of the kitchen where you don't have anyone walking past or trying to come walking through. Back to the left-hand picture, anyone getting a glass of water or a glass of wine or anything else can stay at this end of the kitchen so that they're not interfering or in danger of banging into someone with hot cooking and so on. Also in the left picture, well, in both of them actually, you can see that although those tall units don't go right up to the ceiling, we've continued the black and filled that in all the way around to create what my mentor, one of my interior design mentors, Rebecca Robeson, would say, to create flow. And that's what we did, so it's all of a oneness and complete. So that's the after, and I'll just put these two pictures together so that you can see them. Okay, so that was the before and after. Something else that you asked to see, which I'm quite happy to show you, is the kitchen at night time. And I'm happy to show you this because it gives me the opportunity to talk about lighting. So just have a look at this. Do this for you. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the kitchen at night time, of course. Now, first of all, the spotlights come on. That's followed by the wall lighting and the under worktop lighting comes on. Then the decorative lighting in the cabinet. And then the ceiling lights come on. There we go, and there you have the kitchen fully lit at night time. As I said, no dressing at the windows. At this stage, I'm living with that because the view through there is really nice. The views are nice. So that's the kitchen fully lit up at night time. Let's turn the lights out again, and there you are with no lights at all, apart of course from Alexa. How can we do without Alexa? Okay, so what I wanted to... Alexa, stop. So, back to the video. The lighting then, as you can see, we have layered, and this is what I would suggest you do, in any room. So we have accent lighting, we have task lighting, we have decorative lighting, and then full ceiling lighting. And that's great because it helps you to set the mood. Now, what also helps you to set the mood is if you can have your lights on dimmer switches. It's easy to do, and then that also sets the mood, so that if we're in the dining room, which is attached to the kitchen, we can turn all the lights off or down low and just keep the decorative lighting on, which gives us much more a lovely ambiance when we're eating than being able to see the kitchen fully lit up with all the gubbins that was caused through making the meal. So lighting is important. Now, I can hear you saying quite rightly, well, it's okay if you can start from scratch like you have. What if we've already got a kitchen that we've no intention of changing? Then I would say to you, try to change the lighting if you can, and add to your lighting, add dimmer switches. It isn't difficult to do. Then I would suggest that you change the colour of your accessories and, if necessary, the colour of your walls. And that will make a huge difference to the overall feeling of your kitchen. And those are easy and less expensive things to do that will make you feel like you have a brand new kitchen. Now, something that's been incredibly important to me, and I'm going to show you this because this is something you can do too, and that is organise your kitchen so that you have a place for everything and everything in its place. It really feels great. I mean, after being in a kitchen in an apartment where we could never find anything, there was nowhere to put anything anyway, this is a luxury. So Mr. Kitchen now has places for all his spices, all his knives. I guess it is a chefy kitchen. We have recycling bins and places for pans and pots and anything that we could possibly want, we have a place for, and we also keep everything in its place, which makes the kitchen much nicer to work in as well. So those are all tips I would give to you if you are keeping your original kitchen and can't change it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you next time. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we're getting happy, living longer, growing younger in beautiful homes. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.